Good day, everyone. In today's lesson, we will be tackling about non-state institutions and organization. But before we begin, we need to understand first the difference between an institution and an organization. So, what is an institution? Well, an institution refers to a structured domain of norms, rules, and practices that gives a sense of order to a specific set of relationships, an example of which are religion, kinship, and family. However, organizations refers to a formally constituted entity composed of individuals performing a set of functions for the achievement of a certain mandate, obligation, or task, an example of which are banks, corporations, or development agencies.
Different institutions in the society. First, environmental worldviews, system of beliefs as well as perception of people. Second, knowledge systems, the system of knowledge that governs how people engage on resource, particularly in terms of the technology employed. Third, tenurial and property systems. The community defines the rules of who has access to and control of resources. Fourth, conflict management systems. The community manages its conflicts and various issues. And the last one, association systems. Various systems that define the manner individuals establish relationship among them in pursuance of a common interest.
Good day, everyone. Today we will be talking about market and economic organization. So, what is market and economic organization? Market and economic organizations include the corporate environmental users, such as corporations, use the resources of profit and not for the subsistence. There are two types of market and economic organization, namely banks and corporation. Bank, financial institution that lends money both public as well as private organizations. Corporation refers to a broad category of non-state organizations representing a company or group of people that engages in a lawful activity in relation to public function, such as the provision of goods service to a larger society. Types of corporation. Stock corporations. Ownership through stockholders who own a particular shares. They are profit organizations. Non-stock corporation, owned by members that joined the organization. They are non-profit organizations. Cooperative or co-op, owned by its members and is democratically operated. There are four types of cooperatives, namely housing cooperative, worker cooperative, consumers cooperative, and lastly, agricultural cooperative. Housing cooperatives, equity in the cooperative's real estate or having the membership and occupancy rights. Worker cooperative, owned and democratically controlled by its worker owners. Consumers cooperative, business owned by its customers. Employees can also be members. And the last one is agricultural cooperative. These are widespread in rural areas.
Civil society organization. Letter A. Academic and science-based organization. This includes universities, schools, and colleges, conducting private polling firms which use statistical methods in conducting opinion polls to guide advocacy and decision-making. Letter B. Mass media. In all of its form, print, radio, television, provide effective conduits from environmental policy information. Letter C. Religious organization. Organize religions seen in church, congregation, and their counterpart in Islam and their religious provide effective venues for commentary and issue advocacy. Non-governmental organization. NGOs are third-party meditating organization that facilitates action. Letter E. People organization. Types of transactional or international civil society organization. Number 9. Civil society organization. Non-profit and non-profit organization. Private sector. Privately owned group for person involved in profitable activities. Research institution. Any group involved in investigate study for scientific or educational purpose. Number 12. Bilateral organization. Focus on development in foreign countries, often with underlying of furthering domestic policies or gaining political profit. Multicultural organization. Supernatural bodies that have been created with representatives from the government of the member states.
International development and global process. Here are the problems that threaten the security of the society and its people. First is poverty that threatens security of the economy. Second is conflict among groups. This by anti and pro-governmental and rebellions. Third is agricultural problems, which is a serious threat to food security. Fourth is continuing pressure on the environment. This promotes environmental degradation.
Development agencies and transnational advocacy groups. In order for development agencies to grapple with their future direction, they must think about how they can 1. Demonstrate leadership in managing the international system, including the reform of international agencies. 2. Respond effectively to the development needs of fragile and conflict-affected states. 3. Increase capacity to provide a development perspective on global challenges such as climate change, poverty, gender conflict, and financial crises. 4. Engage much more effectively across different ministries and development whole-of-government approaches. Well-known development agencies in the Philippines.
Good day, everyone. So today we will be having an activity about non-state institutions and organization. The directions are simple. Identify the following terms, and you will be given at least 5 seconds to answer each question individually. For question number 1, refers to the domain of norms, rules, and practices that gives sense of order to a specific set of relationships. The answer to this question is institution. Now for question number 2. This includes the corporate environmental users, such as corporations that use the resource of profit and not for subsistence. The answer to this question is market and economic organizations. Now for question number 3. Corporations that shows ownership through stockholders who own a particular share. These are profit organizations. The answer to this question is stock corporations. Now for question number 4. These are third-party mediating organizations that facilitate action. The answer to this question is non-governmental organizations or NGOs. And lastly, for question number 5. A cooperative that shows equity in the cooperative's real estate or having the membership and occupancy rights. The answer to this question is housing cooperative. Thank you for taking this activity. That is all, and congratulations, you have finished the lesson.